Hi friends, it's Amanda. Welcome back for more Pebbles inspiration. Joining you today as part of the Pebbles design team, sharing some Christmas inspiration with our gorgeous Cozy and Bright Christmas collection. Speaking of bright, how gorgeous is this pattern paper? I love the pops of pink and blue and these stripes. So much fun and just a really beautiful colour palette. So I'm cutting 1-inch strips of these and I'm going to have one at the top and one at the base, and really it's sort of the purpose is twofold. One is just because I do have a white page design and I needed to add some colour, and obviously these are a lovely little pop of colour, and they do sort of serve as an anchor as well to my photograph, but also that they really do sort of trim the page and give that opportunity to be drawn to that centre as well. So lots of reasons for having these strips at the base and top of my page. The paper is called Merry and Bright, and it's the B side of this paper. So you can see the other side there. It's a lovely lush red and it has gorgeous snowflake print on it. It's really pretty. So it's one of those papers you could use either side and, you know, not have a bad side. They're both gorgeous. So thankfully they send me multiples of each paper, so I never have to worry about that. There you go. I've got the top and base done, and here comes my Christmas photo. Isn't he adorable? This is our gorgeous Christmas puppy, and yeah, I haven't got tired of scrapbooking him yet. He's going to feature a lot. That gorgeous tag paper is called Give Joy, and as you can see, I've gone and selected a few of the tags from it. Firstly, I looked for tags that would read horizontally so I could have them in line with my photo, but then work in that vertical design. And the second thing I looked for was those gorgeous colours that I really loved, which was these really pretty pinks and blues. So moving away from my traditional red and green for a little while and having some fun with colour. And you'll see I've just popped in something there that's not from my collection. This is actually from the Maggie Holmes crepe paper collection, and it really is literally just some gorgeous concertina blue crepe paper. And look, I'm using it because I do have a lovely stash of American Crafts items, and American Crafts we love to share. We're not biased, we love each other's work. So just popping that in, but had I not had any pre-made, I would have, you know, just bought some crepe paper and lots of concertina folding and popped it in underneath. But you know, that being pre-done makes it really easy for us as crafters just to have materials that are ready to go, and you know, they're great for us time savvy people that are perhaps, you know, really busy and don't have time for all those extra details that we'd like to have. And moving on now, I've gone and picked out a title from the Thickers collection, and this one I've gone for is Holly Jolly. It's a really lovely craft sort of tone to it, and I love that soft natural colouring. Just because I've got so many bright pops and lots of white space today, I think having a natural colour in there is going to just give me a little bit of warmth and balance to my page. And it also draws a little bit on the colours in my photograph, of course, because my little brown dog. So yeah, so because I do have a white page, I'm also adding a little bit of texture there, and you can see I'm adding texture in a really gentle way by having some ripped tissue paper beneath my photograph. And I think that's really a nice way to add texture when you're having a clean look. It's the small simple details that can add texture. So in keeping that in mind, I'm also adding some foam to the back of that photograph now as well, so the texture comes in mostly in dimensional sense for me on a clean layout. There we go. That's very cute, and I love how that looks. I'm sorry to cover up that snowman. He's gorgeous, but I do love that pop of blue between the two pinks there. Very, very pretty. So I'm just going to have a bit of a play now, sort of work out exactly where things are going to sit and fit on my layout. And messing around. I like that snowflake. That's also from the Thickers, and they're really cute, aren't they? Here we go. Look, going to make a decision. Stick it down. There we go. And so with that in line, I can see how easy that is. That's so much better than having to sew your own pieces together and glue them. And then I'll come and add some foam again. So everything's got a little bit of dimension. That tag had a to and from on it, so it'll say to the Baldwins from Santa, because of course he was our very early Christmas present. And he's now chewing everything, and if you look close at my hands, you'll see I've got lovely bite marks on my hands. Such a beautiful little puppy. He's so cute, and probably lucky he is so cute. But having lots of fun with him. But I love the colours, the red and the mint baubles in his photograph, because they really tie in with the colours in the stripes as well. So all just coming together beautifully. And I love to add tags. Tags are fun. I love the tag paper. There's so many possibilities for it. Like, I've made mini albums from them, and I've done cards, and used them in pockets, and they're so versatile, and I love that. It just gives us so much more as creative people to explore and create with. So yeah, that paper, Give Joy, is a real favourite of mine. So, and of course, I've now got probably, 20 or so more tags left from it, because I cut up the whole sheet and only chose 3 of them to use. So lots of tags for future projects. And just slipping that one in now. You'll see I only put foam tape at the top so I could tuck the bottom into and beneath my photo, and that's going to be supported by that layer now. And just working on this title, because I do like the Holly Jolly and I'm really determined to keep it. I do realise though that I'm missing the dot from the top of the J. So here we go. Geothickers look like this. My son attacked them, and sadly you can see they're now not in the state they should be in. I need to go through and fix them all. He's a really good helper. He loves to help Mummy craft. There we go. So tucking in lots of these snowflake pieces now, and you can see now that I've got the thickers on I did have the thickers on the table there, how gorgeous they really are. So lots of snowflakes going in, and I think I decided to use a couple more. Yeah, so I ended up using 5 because it just worked. There we go. So that's pretty much the base now, and now we'll just build upon this. So simple, easy. That one's a gorgeous little accent sticker, and it's hard to see in this lighting, but it's got glitter all over it as well. So like a translucent glitter, and it's really pretty and sparkly and just perfect. And just popping a little bit of foam under that as well to keep that present popped up. Of course, because he was our Christmas present, so everything has a purpose when I select embellishments. A lot of people notice that I don't tend to journal a lot on the front of my pages. The story's always on the back, but I tend to journal with things like that, subtle stories with the embellishments that I use. So of course the present has to feature because he was the Christmas present, and yeah, lots of tiny details like that often go askew or missed unless you know the real story. So very carefully considered pieces on all my layouts. And I've just come in and added one of those gorgeous decorative brads. I really adore this one. It has a little snowflake on it, and the colouring is just beautiful, and it makes me want to use more blue things. So I'm going to come in with some clear stickers now. That's a lovely little blue bell, Christmas bell. I like that one. And I think I've got some tiny ornaments here as well. Look at these teeny tiny baubles. They're really, really little. They were a bit fiddly, but geez, they're gorgeous. Look at that hanging off the snowflake. I like that. That's very sweet. And just a few more little details. We'll add some little pops of red just to tie in with the red bauble on the photograph. And here's more of those accent stickers now with the glitter in them. They are just gorgeous. And I do like that one there. Look at this. Poinsettias are they just yell Christmas, don't they? So, so pretty. So on they go as well. And you can see how I really am just building around my photo cluster now. This is not a tricky layout. My layout's often really kept clean and simple, but they're very carefully considered. So yeah, I don't think you can go wrong when you think about what you're doing and you just keep your photograph as the hero. It pretty much always works. So there we go. Just pull that out. We just want to see a little bit of that, and I might have to move that other sticker maybe. We'll see. And I apologise that the lighting was a bit off there. I was filming this and we got a sudden freak storm, and of course had a lot of thunder and lightning, and it really did affect the lighting while recording, so I do apologise. Considering some puffy stickers, but I decided against them. And coming back for more of those gorgeous decorative brads. As you can see, there's not many left in the packet, and that's because I have loved using these. I haven't used brads in a while, and for some reason this collection, I just went nuts on them, and I've used them in about 4 or 5 different projects. They are really gorgeous brads, and it's just nice to come back to a embellishment you haven't used in a while. I think I've been mad on enamel dots and sequins for so long, and these are really lush. Like the enamel finish on them is beautiful, and the colorings, of course, they coordinate perfectly. So, oh, upside down. Just put that back into place now. Press you down. And time to really start thinking about finishing up here. So what do I need to make this page complete? And I will often hum and ha over embellishments at the end because I really don't want to overdo it. I think it's critical that we don't go too busy and lose what's, the point of the whole page. But I do like the pops of red. I think the red's important. It sort of balances the pink and the blue. And of course it does draw back to our original photo. And of course it's a red bauble, so of course I've chosen red bauble cardstock shapes. So on they go. I've moved that little sticker because he was bothering me that spot. And that's another great thing is as long as you don't press down too hard with stickers, they're always pretty pliable and fairly happy to move. So I never glue things down with actual glue until I'm completely sure I've finished my layout. So, and for this one, for finishing touches, I'm actually just going to dive into my paints. This is just a cheap kid set from the art studio that I teach at actually. So these aren't my expensive fancy paints. You don't need fancy paint. And I'm just coming in with some tiny little, what looks like splatters, but of course they're very well positioned and controlled dots. And then I'll add some little ones after once I know where I'm going. I don't cover my photos when I splatter if I feel confident with my brush. I know a lot of you do, and it's recommended if you're not sure where your splatters will land, but I live in a studio, I paint every day, so I don't feel like I need to worry too much. On we go there. And that's about it. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing my process today. Got lots of gorgeous close-ups coming for you now. If you have any questions, please pop them in the comments box below. If you're not already subscribing to myself and the Pebbles channel, please do so. Hit that subscribe button. And thanks so much for watching. Have a very Merry Christmas and happy arty days. Bye.